Welcome to Code with Patrick. Today I'm going to be teaching you how you can actually create a splash screen in Android Studio. And the example we're going to be making use of is the Facebook splash screen. And here I've created, I want to show you what we're going to be doing today. So here we have the app, and I'm just going to click on the hello world, and the first thing that comes up is this. This is what we call the splash screen, the logo. And you can see up here we don't have nothing on the top. It's just a full screen with the background and the logo. That's apparently what we call a splash screen. And we can see this is how we have it on Facebook, and that's the way it works. We have the full screen, we have the logo, and then it's going to take us down after 5 seconds into the main home activity. Without taking much time, let's dive right in. The first thing we want to do is to go to our activity.main. We want to create the layout, so I'm just going to go right here. The first thing I want to do here is to change this constraint layout to related layout. So I'm just okay, so the second thing I want to do is to change the background of this, because we really want it white. Intro screen is not really white apart from the Facebook light. So we want to go right here and set background. And for this, I'm gonna set it to white first of all. Then we can go right here and pick the main color we want. Just go to custom, and you can click somewhere on this area. Watch this one. Then you can come down here a little bit because Facebook has it dark. Okay, so I think, yep, that's it. So we want to go right here, and we want to set the icon, the Facebook icon, right at the middle up here. Okay, so before we do that, we want to go import the Facebook icon first of all from our folder into our app. So what we have to do to achieve that, we need to go to a folder, and here I have the Facebook icon. Okay, I have the Facebook icon. I want to right click on it, and then I'll copy this. Once I copy this, I want to go back to the Android Studio, and I'll go to the rest folder, and then I'll go to the drawable folder, and I want to right click here and paste it right here. And yep, once I paste it there, I want to click on drawable, and then I click OK. And now we have our Facebook icon up here. So let's go into our XML layout and actually put it right under here. So we're going to be making use of each view to display that, and I'm just going to say each view. And I'm just going to give this the value 100 dp for the width, and then for the height I'm gonna give it 100 as well. Okay, so yep, that's it. And we want to take it down to the middle, and to set that we're gonna say center and parent, and I'll set that to true. And now we have it in the middle. Let's put our icon. For you to put an icon with the image view, we have to go call the source, and we have to call in our Facebook. Sorry, I have to put drawable, and this is the first one, the icon, and that's it there. And we have that. That's it for this XML. You can see right here we have the Facebook icon right at the middle here, which is what we want. So let's go down to the main activity. For us to actually continue, the next thing we want to look is we really, if you look at the start video, you see we don't have the action bar up there, and we don't have the status bar up there. So we want to really remove the action bar first of all. I've actually thought that's this in my previous tutorial, but if you are just coming in, we're still gonna do it right now. So what we have to do to remove this action bar or this toolbar, we have to go to the layouts. Sorry, we have to go to the values, and then from the values we get a theme, And from the themes, we double click on themes, and then we come down here and we want to remove this and set to no action bar. Okay, this will take off the action bar absolutely from your app. All right, so that is that. Now the next thing we want to do, let's close this. The next thing we want to do, we want to remove the status bar, because when your splash screen comes up, you just want to see the screen alone and your logo, your company logo. That's all you want to see. You don't want to see anything like your time up there or whatever. So we're gonna go right away and we're going to just disable that. So we want to get the window. You're gonna disable by doing this get window. So once you get the window, we set a flag. And the first parameter of the flag is gonna be window. We're gonna get window manager, and then we set the layout params to full. We need it to be full screen, okay? So we're just gonna leave it this. And then the second one is probably gonna be the same thing. We're just setting the height and the width, and so we're gonna get that. And we call it layout params and we set it to the full screen. And yep, that's it. And once you get this, most of the times I recommend you put it up here so it picks it up before the activity actually sets its content view. So right there we have that. Alright, now we gotta call our variables up here. I want to set a handler. This handler will be handling the trade for us, and I will call this handler, and I'm gonna give it equals to new handler. Okay, pretty much simple. Another thing we need here, we need a time. How many minutes do you want your splash screen to show up before going into another activity? And here I'm just gonna call I'm just gonna give public static final int. Okay, so that's the short way of writing that, and I'm gonna call time. I'm gonna say time, and I'll give this the value. Let me just give, for simplicity, I'm just gonna give this 5 seconds. 5,000 milliseconds is equals to 5 seconds. So that's why we have that there. So yeah, we're good to go. And the next thing I want to do, I want to create a private method here for our Runnable. Our Runnable is going to be the one handling the whole processing, the whole delay and all the stuff. So I'm just going to click a private. We're going to create a Runnable. We're going to name Runnable to keep it simple. You can give it any name you want. Equals to new Runnable. And yeah, this is actually going to handle the thread, and then whenever we set the time, whatever we set the time to the handler, once the time is completed, this is actually in charge to execute whatever thing we have. So for us, we want to move from the splash screen activity into our activity, okay, into our home menu. It's just like when you see the app I showed you from the beginning. Once the logo showed for 5 seconds, it moved down into the main activity or our home activity. So right here, this is where you're going to set that. So we're going to be using intent, but before that we want to create a new activity. So we have to go to the Java. Sorry, I have to bring this down here and the com, and then I'll go to the hello world and right click. I want to create a second activity. This activity is going to be showing up once our welcome screen, our splash screen is done loading. So I'm just going to go here and create an empty activity. So right here, I'm just going to give it the name home. Let me just give it the name home to keep it simple, and I'll click finish. Every other thing is fine, Java and all that is okay. I'm just going to click finish and wait for it to finish building. Alright, our second activity is created. So we want to just go to the HTML layout, you know, and just do a little bit stuff right here. So we can just remove this layout. We don't really need much. We're just going to replace that with the really layout. Alright, so just to you know, keep this very simple, and we're not about to create Facebook home right now, but we just want to display a text view. this text field is gonna the middle there, and I'm just gonna wrap context and wrap context for the height as well. So I'll go up here and set the tests. I'll set the test to, I want to call this Facebook, and I want to push this to the center. Okay, so I'll say setting parent, and I'll set this to true, and I want to make it a little bit bigger. It's still small, so I'm going to set the size. I'm going to call this set it to 13. No, we want to make it a little bit bigger, so I'm going to set that to 35. And yep, I want to set this, I want to set the text style, and I'm going to set this to bold. So the text color, Facebook color, which is blue. So I'm just going to give this again, I'm just going to give white, and then up here to select the color that I want. And I'll click here, we'll go to custom, and then I'll click on this, and let's call this what I want. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Okay, that's probably it. That's very simple for just the home activity. So I'm just going to close the stack. Yeah, so back to activity. So remember, we've created our runnable. What we want to do is to, once the time is once it's 5 seconds, once we're done with the 5 seconds, we want to move down to the second activity. So right here we're going to call our intent, and I'm going to call the intent new intent. Remember, in my previous tutorial I've actually taught how you can move from one activity to another, so there's nothing different here. We're still doing the same thing. So I'm just going to go from the main activity .text, and I want to go down to home activity. The home activity is going to be home class. So I want to start it, and I'm just going to set that to content intent, sorry. And yep, that's that. So what happened is we're going to be writing the last code, and then I'll explain everything. So I'm just going to call the handler, the one we created up here, and I'll set this post delay. You want to set our runnable, the one we created up here. The post delay actually takes 2 arguments. The first one is the runnable, what happens, and the second one is what time do you want to delay. Okay, that's pretty much the simple way to explain that. So we have the runnable, and then we have the second one to be the time, which is the time we've created up there. But we need the time in milliseconds, and I created int, so you want to go up here and change it to long. So that's what that's gonna be. And yep, we're done the code here. So what happened is, once this is called, it's gonna be delayed. Your screen is gonna be showed. Okay, your splash screen is gonna come up, and it's gonna take time, 5 seconds. And once this 5 seconds is done, this runnable is gonna take place. It's gonna run this code here, and so it's gonna move us from the main activity into the second activity. So now let's run the app and see what we have. Alright, our app is done running. Let's click on the app and see what happens. This is the hello world. Okay, so click on that. Yeah, we have our Facebook icon, and in 5 seconds it's gonna go down to the boom. That's it. We have it up here. That's how you can set you can actually perform your splash screen on Android Studio, and this is just a kind of the way it works on Facebook. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscription button and click the notification bell, so you can get every info or any videos I actually upload, so you don't have to miss out on anything. And yep, that will be all for now. Bye for now. See you in the next tutorial.